Welcome back to Evening Plus. Okay, we're going to talk about some potentially dangerous online dental trends that are swirling around. I know many of us like to, have home remedies or do things at home, make things a little bit easier, with all sorts of different categories of life. But with certain things, you want to make sure that you're going to a professional, not doing things in your own bathroom, your own kitchen. So tonight we're going to focus on sort of things in the dental category. I'm joined virtually by Dr. Elizabeth Grace Walton to talk about some of these swirling trends. Dr. Walton, thanks so much for being with us here on Evening Plus.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so, it's a little alarming to hear dangerous dental trend. I know a lot of people, obviously a lot of your dental care happens at home. Of course, we're also going in for those visits yearly or twice yearly. What are some of these trends swirling that are a bit on the dangerous or risky side that you're hearing about?
The things that I see pop up so much on social media are a lot of strange things of how you should whiten your teeth.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that that might be one of the things that people at home are really concerned about, how to get their teeth looking whiter. I was actually just kind of scrolling this morning and I saw one where there was a concoction made with salt and lemon juice and a banana peel.
Mm.
Yeah. So those are some kinds of odd things. You don't want to put anything so abrasive on your teeth. The products that dentists would use have been tested to make sure that we don't damage your enamel, for instance, or make your teeth any more sensitive while you're getting nicer and whiter teeth.
Yeah, of course, everyone wants white teeth, whiter teeth. Different people prioritize, how white they want their teeth to be. I know I like to have white teeth, but you only have your one set of teeth. Once you're an adult, that's the set that you are going to live with. You don't want to do anything to damage it. What are some other things that, are popping up that could potentially be dangerous?
One thing that I saw that was interesting this morning, I don't know about dangerous, but there's a stick that people are using. It's called a beeswax stick. And it looks literally like a stick, a twig that you might find in your yard. And you peel off the end of it and then you kind of fray it so that it ends up to have kind of like little bristles. And then you just use the stick to scratch your teeth and keep them clean. So that's kind of an interesting idea. Some of the things that I see, like when you're talking about the home remedies, for instance, they are probably the traditional ways that things used to be done. But thanks to science, we've kind of progressed beyond that. And now we can do things that we know are safe, we know that are going to be clean. We're not going to have to be using anything that's ever been touched by pesticides, for instance, and that will keep you safer. The other thing that's really kind of alarming about the trends that you see online are what you're not doing. For instance, a lot of people that have yellow or discolored teeth, maybe it's because they haven't had their teeth cleaned for quite some time. And then in that case, no amount of lemon juice is going to solve that problem. You really need to see the dentist and get all that plaque and calculus cleaned off of there.
Yeah, and I've actually seen videos of what you were talking about a moment ago, the stick and kind of chewing on it and using it. Obviously we've had toothbrushes and toothpaste around for many years, and we've gotten this far. Something else that I know was mentioned that I've also seen, and this one really kind of freaked me out, was gum contouring. What's the deal with that, and how risky is that? What does that involve? And obviously it sounds like something you should stray away from.
This is something that absolutely should never be attempted at home. Gum contouring is something that will kind of just reshape the way your gums appear on your teeth right at the top. Um, and that can be done in conjunction with some cosmetic dentistry. Sometimes we have to do it if you are on some kind of anti-seizure medication, for instance. Um, then you might end up with some hypertrophy of your gingival tissue, and then it needs to be trimmed down. And that's a surgery. That needs to be done in a complete clean or sterile environment. We can't really have sterile because our mouths are not sterile. Um, there's a lot of potential for infection. If you're not healthy, there's a lot of potential for too much bleeding to be taking place. That's something that you really need to see your dentist and maybe a periodontist for that.
And so, if people are seeing something online and they're like, hey, should I try that? Obviously, there's certain circumstances where things at home may work, but when it comes to your teeth and you're wondering, oh, this looks appealing, but is it safe? What's the
Yeah.
best advice, from your medical standpoint?
Well, I think you should probably look at the credentials of the person that you're getting your information from. Some people, I saw this one attractive looking blonde woman who was on there. I think she's the first one that I saw with the beeswax stick. She probably doesn't have the credentials that you want. She probably doesn't have any kind of dental degree. She probably doesn't know anything about disease progression. Her motivation is probably to get more clicks. And so she's not really probably even going to have your best health in mind. So I would say that check credentials and make sure that you're going to people who have some kind of affiliation with the ADA or who have a dental degree to get your information from. That's what will keep you safe.
And of course, when it comes to anything, giving your dentist a call or, I'm blanking on the word for, or your hygienist, that's the word I was looking for, giving your dental office a call and checking with them because as we mentioned, once you're an adult, these are the teeth you're stuck with. Dental work can be costly, painful depending on the situation, so you really want to be taking such good care of the teeth that you have. Any other things for folks to keep in mind? I really loved your advice there about looking at the source of the information that you're finding, looking at those credentials. I really think with all health trends online, that's a great thing to keep in mind as there is so much information swirling around. But any other key points for families to be keeping in mind?
Yes. I hate to tell you, but there is just really no substitute for seeing the dentist regularly. If it sounds too good to be true, that's because it is. If there was some miracle cure, your dentist would be telling you about it. You just have to go see your dentist. You need to see your hygienist. The hygienists are trained so specifically to be so crazy about keeping you clean. There's just no substitute for that.
Absolutely. Okay, Dr. Walton, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Evening Plus. I appreciate you busting some of these myths that people may be hearing and ultimately reinforcing, from your professional medical experience, really best to just talk to your dentist and get your care in the dental office. We so appreciate your time here on Evening Plus.
Thank you.